Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your June 2025 astrological forecast. So I am doing something a little different this month. Um, I'm using my phone actually to record my videos, and then I will be breaking this down into different parts for those people who like to view my videos as shorts. Okay. Um, there will be a link always within the short to the full videos, but some people are still just clicking on the short and not making it to the monthly video. So I'm going to try doing it this way. I already screwed up on two previous videos that I can't cut into parts because I deleted them, not knowing that I wouldn't be able to do that afterwards. Well, anyway, um, welcome to your June 2025 forecast. Okay, so the sun is in Gemini up until the 20th, then it does move into Cancer, your opposite sign. The good thing this month, though, is Jupiter is leaving Gemini and moving into Cancer, your opposite sign. Okay, so where you have Cancer in your chart is your 7th house. But first, let's get to Gemini, okay? So, Mercury's still in Gemini up until the 8th, and then it moves into Cancer. Jupiter will leave Gemini on the 9th and move into Cancer. The month actually starts off with Venus in Taurus on the 6th till the end of the month. On the 11th, there's a full moon in Sagittarius, and on the 17th, Mars moves into Virgo. On the 20th, the sun moves into Cancer, and on the 25th, there's a new moon in Cancer, and then Mercury moves into Leo on the 26th. Okay, so Mercury's moving kind of fast. Just the first few days, it's in Gemini, moves into Cancer, then into Leo. Okay, so anyway, so you have all these planets in Gemini, the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter still at the beginning of the month in your 6th house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your house of health, and your house of service to others, okay? So Jupiter's been here for a while. You know, it could have, well, actually, a lot of times it's like someone new comes into the workplace and you can really like count on this person, rely on this person, but they may actually become a friend outside of work. Okay. So at least you got something good there, you know. And as far as your health goes, you know, having Jupiter in your 6th house of health, it does make you a little bit more conscientious of your health, especially if you're feeling okay. You want to make sure you stay that way. Jupiter here, though, sometimes does cause weight gain. Okay, so you might have lost a little bit of weight. I mean, gained a little bit of weight that you might want to lose. Okay. But you know, that's where things are right now. Just, you know, at the beginning of the month, anything work related is kind of like where your focus is. Then when planets move into Cancer, into your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships, whether they're business, romantic, or friendship, arrangements and agreements, open enemies and competition, and many, many other things, okay? Jupiter here, though, if you were having problems with anybody within one of your close relationships, it really helps to smooth things over, okay? Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, and wherever it's transiting, it does bring you luck in that area in your chart and opportunity. So you have the opportunity to meet a lot of new people for close relationships. Having Jupiter here, especially around this new moon on the 25th in Cancer, okay, could bring a new person into your life, whether it's business related or it's romance or it's just friendship. This person could be pretty good for you, so you might want to pay attention if anyone offers you anything at this time, you know. This 7th house is the marriage house, and when Jupiter is here, people get married sometimes, you know, well, most of the time. Okay, if not, develop some kind of close relationship or partnership. So it looks like this is, a really good year for you. The only thing with Jupiter in your opposite sign is sometimes it makes you go overboard in some way or other. Okay, Jupiter's the big, sees the big picture. Everything's big. Okay, never mind the details, though they do get to them, eventually. Or Sagittarius, this is their ruling planet, and the traits of a ruling planet are it coincide with like the characteristics of the zodiac sign, which is why that planet is assigned to that sign. Okay, a lot of sign there. Anyway, so it just may cause you to have too much on your plate. You may say yes to everything. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, let's go here. And you're just not able to do everything. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So Mars is in Leo up until the 17th. It's been traveling back and forth between Cancer and Leo, and it's finally leaving Leo and moving into Virgo on the 17th. Okay, but up until the 17th, Mars is still in your 8th house, where you have the sign of Leo. 8th house being other people's money and resources. Passive money through means other than earning it, such as a windfall of some kind, prize money, insurance payouts, legal settlements, a refund of some kind, extra credit, inheritance or legacy. Okay. This is also jointly held property and jointly held debt. Okay, so just having Mars here that whole time, you could have been going round and round with someone, either someone that you share bank accounts or credit cards with, regarding, payment, and, the bills are too high, or stop spending, or something like that. Or this could have been with a creditor, even a bank, some kind of financial institution you've had to deal with maybe for a while. Okay, but Mars is leaving here, so you won't have to deal with that person anymore. It is moving into Virgo, a fellow earth sign, so it will create a trine to any planet that you have in Capricorn. Having Mars in your 9th house of long distance travel and communications, foreign countries, people, languages, higher learning, legal matters, media and publishing. It's the house of adventure, many, many things. Okay, so Mars here does get you energized into maybe traveling, or taking up a class, or learning something, even if it's just on your own, that you've always wanted to know. This could be just by watching videos or something on YouTube, or you could be learning something that someone is showing you how to do, or you could even be the one that is doing all of the teaching. Okay. And, you could find that you're like in touch a lot more with people who live at a distance, or possibly even in another part of the world. Okay. I do have to mention there's a full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th. Okay, in your 12th house, that's where you have the sign of Sagittarius. 12th house being behind the scenes activities by you or someone else, secrets and confidences, and many, many other things here, right? So it's 12th house is directly across from your 6th house of the workplace. So I do have to say that maybe you might accidentally learn something about the company you work for, or a boss, or a coworker, or find out something that you're not supposed to know. Okay, so it probably would be a good idea to keep it to yourself, especially if it's work related. Okay. I do have to mention, though, again, let's see here. Venus is in Taurus from the 6th on in your 5th house. That's where you have the sign of Taurus. Also a fellow earth sign. Okay, so Venus is here all month, and will also be trining any planets that you have in Capricorn. Okay, the planet Uranus is still here. It will move next month very briefly into Gemini for a few months. Then it will move back into Taurus to finish its transit there and then fully move into Gemini next year. Okay. But just having Venus in the fifth house of love, okay, love, romance, creativity, fun, gambling and speculation, any form of entertainment, game or sport, and anything to do with children. So just having Uranus here at the same time Venus is means that like fun, unexpected things may happen to you while you're doing something fun. Or you may have plans to do something originally and end up changing them for whatever reason. And the new plans end up being a lot more fun. Okay, so that's the whole thing this whole month, right? As long as Venus is here, is fun. That's the emphasis, is on fun. But it could also be romance, obviously, with Venus here, right? And creativity. Okay, so if you are working on anything, you know, that needed that extra like touch, you know, if you're critiquing it or something, this planet will do that. It will add a really nice Venusian flavor to whatever it is you're creating. Okay. And you know now, well, for like the first, 6 days, though, Venus is still in Aries, in your fourth house of your home and family, where you physically live and the property surrounding it. It's your private life, your past, your childhood, the foundation of how you were raised. Okay, so Neptune and Saturn have moved here for like the next few months. So you'll get a little bit of a preview of what it's like to have these planets in your fourth house of your home. Okay, home and family, whatever, your foundation. This is when, you may notice a few problems possibly with your home that may need repaired, or you could live with someone. It could be a family member or a roommate that needs repaired, in some way or other. There's something little different going on within your household that maybe you might notice. It's needs to be taken care of. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Cancer, and those dates are the 25th and 26th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for money is the 1st, 2nd, 14th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. The best time for your career is the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 29th, and 30th. So if you're watching this as like one of the part of the shorts, part 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever, be sure to click on the link. It's usually at the bottom of the video, and it will take you to the full video. Okay, it won't be in sections. So, see ya.